You and I have been working a lot on skills, sales skills over the phone that lead you to setting more appointments. Are there one or two skills, Dawn, that you could share with the audience that you have found really help you on these phone calls to either generate leads or set more appointments?
So the biggest thing for me is being authentic, being myself. Yeah, we have scripts, and I learned how to prospect from those scripts, but I've turned them into my own. So being genuine, and I'm a very inquisitive, I'll say a very nosy person, anyways. So to be curious is natural for me, and that I think that really shows through my speech pattern, when I'm talking to my potential prospects.
Sure.
So being naturally curious and also asking them questions. Hey, Mr. Prospect, do you mind if I ask you a question? And Mr. Prospect, just curious, do you mind if
Getting their
I
permission to have the conversation.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Smart.
And so I found that has, I mean, you taught me that, and it was an epiphany for me, like, oh my God, that is absolutely true. People want to know that they're in control.
That's
And
right.
by me asking questions and by me saying, is it okay that I ask you these questions? I get so many more people having conversations with me.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest things is I found, and we talked about this several months ago, and I put this into use every day, is I say, hey, Mr. Prospect, this is Dawn. I am a local realtor, but before you hang up, I was hoping I could ask you a really quick question. People love it. They just love that. I get laughs. I get people saying, absolutely. So,
It's a
yeah,
great
so those,
opening line. It's a great
yeah,
way to open a sales call because you're respecting the person. You're calling out the behavior that they probably want to do. So then you make light of it. And so now they really open up to you. It's great.
yeah. So those are the three big things is my opening, being curious and asking them, is it okay for me to ask you questions?
Yeah. Yeah. I like it. Is there an approach, staying on the phone call for one more minute? Is there an approach on the call, Dawn, that you find helps to set the appointment? Is there a script? Is there a question? Is there something that you say that allows you to have people invite you over?
For the longest time, I didn't know what it was that I was getting me to that point. I
Sure.
was just trying to keep them on the phone, and I really sucked at staying in the pocket. So what I'm learning now is I listen for keywords that help me ask the next question that they want to respond to. So and of course, we have scripts, and I've learned the scripts, and I keep them right in front of me, and not that I really read off of them anymore, but yeah, I really look for keywords so that I can try to stay in the pocket, keep them talking, and asking pertinent questions that will get us to that. So I really don't mind. I would love to stop by and take a quick peek at your home and maybe offer other options to get your home sold. It's as simple as that. Just staying in the pocket with them, asking more questions.
Yeah, and you're so likable. The person probably doesn't feel very threatened to take you up to say, "Wow, yeah, I'd be happy to meet with you." So let's move to the appointment. I asked you a question a few months ago. I want to ask it to you now to see if it changed at all. There's no right or wrong answer. I'm just curious more so than anything else. Of the appointments you go on, before you said it was 50-50. 50% of the time you were setting an appointment off the first call. 50% of the time they'd come out of lead follow-up. Is that the same or has anything changed?
No, it's definitely gone up. I would probably say I'm getting the appointment probably 70% of the time that I ask for it. Now I get them really easily now
On the first call?
on the first call.
Because they're
Yeah.
more expired or more motivated people. Go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But there's more expires, more motivated people. I'm better at talking and I'm better at asking for the appointment. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that I get the listing.
Right.
But for some reason, I'm able to get in and get appointments pretty quickly.
Yeah. And at the appointment, what's your approach there? I mean, What are you finding that is working very well, whether that be at the first appointment or the second appointment? What maybe one or two things do you find really resonate with the seller?
Well, I try to, I mean, I usually connect with them on the phone call, but I really try to make sure that connection is real when I get there. So I have them walk me through their house and I ask them questions like, what is it that you loved about this house when you bought it?
Mm,
And people love to talk.
yeah,
You know, if you let them talk, they love to talk. So I really try to make sure that connection was authentic, that we, you know, the connection we had on the phone
absolutely.
is authentic in person. Then, you know, I literally go through the listing presentation that basically you gave us, and it's so easy to go through. And all the data, I go with all the data. So basically, at the end of the conversation, they don't have a whole lot of questions because I've
Right.
provided literally everything they need.
That's great. That's awesome. And so let's talk about a little bit about next year. I mean, because we're gonna take a big jump next year. We're gonna go from 250 to 350. What maybe new strategies, techniques are you gonna put into the business that you're not doing now that you feel is gonna help you generate another 100,000 in GCI?
So over the last year, people keep telling me you need to do more social media. So I've hired a social media guru to help me with my social media posting, and I also am in the process of hiring inside sales, agent, so an ISA. Um, so we are going to. I'm going to kick them off starting December 1st,
Love it.
right around there. So those are a couple of the big things that I'm putting in place now to help me kick off 2023, you know, to
Yeah.
be a good year. And of course, you know, I'm already doing the work. I'm already prospecting. I'm already
Right.
doing hours and hours. So I know that that's going to continue to pay off even more so. And now I'll be going into, you know, I've been in real estate for a couple of years by then. So I'm starting to see my sphere show up, you know, referrals.
That's right.
So,
The
yeah,
database is going to start to manifest. You've got a pipeline, you've got past clients, center of influence, referrals, all that starting to kick in. Yeah, you're
right.
going to have a big, big, big year. If I don't ask the audience, I'm telling you, they're just going to bitch and complain. I'm just kidding. But about the ISAs. So really quick, what are you going to have them focus on when you hire your ISA? Are you going to have them call for sale by owners expired? You're going to have them circle prospect. What are you thinking you're going to have them do mostly?
So I'm initially going to have them focus on absentee and circle
Got it.
prospecting.
Love it.
I may throw in old expires because really that's just circle prospecting as well.
Yep.
Especially old expireds from this year, because this year a lot of people right now people just there's tons of expireds out there and they're just waiting now for 2023. So I think that's what I'm going to have them focus on is the absentees, circle prospecting, and old expireds.
I love it. That's great. So, Dawn, if you could go back, get licensed all over again, and you saw that Dawn, knowing what you know now, having the experience you have now, what are maybe some one, two, three pieces of advice that you might give yourself that, I don't know, maybe another new real estate agent that's watching this could really benefit from?
Well, first of all, I would have got in years ago, but you know, it is what it is at this point. So I would say learn how to be a realtor, learn the hard work right out of the gate, learn how to prospect, get a coach. For me, getting a coach was probably the game changer. I really honestly know I would not have been as successful had I not had a coach. You being my coach. So get a coach, or you know, and again, I found you on YouTube, like most people did. And there's several coaches on YouTube, but you know, you are what you are. I was gravitated to you because I'm not salesy. You know, I have the engineer mind or head, and so that was the big thing. Is learn for me was learning to prospect, getting a coach so I can grow. Those were probably the two big things that I did right away. And I wish I had done it like day one, but I waited a month or 2 months, but I still learned right up front. So
Yeah.
as a new agent, absolutely those are the two big things. Learn to prospect, to get your own leads so you don't have to pay for them. and get a coach.
Yeah, I love it. Well, thanks for the kind words. I mean, we talk about you all the time. I think you know how we feel about you on the team, and I'm just excited to watch you grow into next year because it's amazing that you were able to accomplish so much this year with still, a full-time career on your hands that you were managing, you were juggling all of that. And so when you have a singular focus on this one thing with your skills and your work ethic and all the things you're putting into place that we're working on, it's going to be an amazing year for you next year. So, Dawn, listen, we appreciate you very much for doing this. You are certainly going to inspire some folks. So thanks for spending some few minutes with us today.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for everything, for everything. Yeah.
All good, Dawn. I'll talk to you soon, okay?
Okay.
Bye-bye.